What's up, YouTube? How you doing? What's happening? This video going about Q-Tip and his musical influences. The rapper, producer, MC, one of the most influential of the last 4 years, had quite a list of artists that he's respected and admired in different things. And I'll give you some of the names he mentioned. He mentioned Michael Jackson. He mentioned Rick James. He mentioned Slick Rick. He mentioned Jimi Hendrix. He mentioned Prince, Miles Davis, Maurice White, Andre 3000. Not surprising. Him and Prince actually worked on Chocolate Box. Was on the Prince record back in 2009. And they got on stage together for Vibrant Thing. That's on YouTube. They was a long respect and mutual respect. The Jimi Hendrix, the aesthetic. He loved his style, his tone. Uh, Rick James, he loved him musically. He thought he was a true artist. Thought a lot of him. Michael Jackson, he thought, he respected Michael Jackson's aesthetic and everything. The spiritual and the adventurousness of Maurice White as the band leader of Earth, Wind, and Fire, which he respected. Andre 3000 from Outkast, he held in high regards. Thought a lot of him. Not a surprise, because artists with longevity, impact, and they go against the grain. You could definitely see that with what Q-Tip was coming from. I mean, as a leader of a Tribe Called Quest. And of course, he mentioned Slick Rick. And I've talked about Slick Rick before. Slick Rick was, he was probably, when Tribe and Q-Tip talk about the abstract and talk about the kind of differential, he was kind of like, his tone and his vibe was a little bit different, but yet it was linear. But the interesting thing is that, it still held, in perspective. It still had a way of kind of like staying in tune to what it was, So it was one of those things that it, it didn't venture too far, but it ventured enough where it was still a hit, even though it was on its own accord. And I think that's what he was trying to do with A Tribe Called Quest, have a lot of musical blends. He's also spoken out in favorable of Joni Mitchell too. So, and listened to a lot of different things. And he mentioned his father's jazz records. So you can know with Miles Davis and probably with John Coltrane and Herbie Hancock. When you really listen to Q-Tip and the different tones and expressions, it loans itself to a lot of that. So, not surprising at all. There's nothing that I would sit there and I go, oh, I didn't see this coming. I didn't say that coming. I think that, you know, artists are aware of different things and they have a different ways of expression. And so when they talk about musical influences, some things are common. There are certain things you can hear with certain artists, and then there's certain other things that you kind of like, I didn't sense that. I didn't pick that up. So, it's one of those things that, it all depends on how it falls in line. All depends on how it falls in line. So, because music is a very subjective thing, as we all know, but you can tell when someone is being influenced by somebody, and you can tell where it's going and how it's, what it conjures up. So, definitely where Q-Tip is concerned, you can definitely, see some certain things. So this is, it's a pretty good overview of who's influenced him, uh, what has motivated him. And I went looking and reading some of the different parts, and I remember certain things. And so, it's a good balance of where he was as an artist and what he feels. So anyway, please hit like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like, and hit that membership, because when you do requests like this come true, stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.